Looks like it's on the other side of the island, so we'll just circle around here. Actually, this one makes it easy because you have the little rings to kind of guide you through. Do I like that? No, this is better. I like how we said that and then immediately go to a menu so I can't see where the rings were. Wait, we didn't actually get a letter? Did I not mail that? No, I did mail that. Huh. Because it says there's one from Baito. Oh, it says Earth Temple. Oh. Well, we won't be getting that for a bit. Just shy. Back here, I'd say. You also can't use it right away, so that's something else to keep in mind. Sometimes you can actually overshoot just because it won't let you do the input. Yeah, basically, initializing the grappling hook will cause things to stop. Well, will cause the boat to stop. But the other problem is, if it's already out, then pressing it again won't do anything right away. So that's the weird quirk of that. I wonder what it would be considered the easiest Zelda to do a 3-heart run for. I'm actually trying to think of that now. I feel like this would be a relatively easier 3-heart run. Twilight Princess wouldn't be too bad unless you add on additional challenges, which a lot of people do, for HD specifically. Because there's the hero mode that, 1, mirrors the game, which is very odd to me, and 2, the Ganondorf amiibo, which also doubles health again. So hypothetically, you can do a 3-heart, 4 times damage run through hero mode and the Ganondorf amiibo stacked in Twilight Princess HD. So that is like the ultimate challenge, which is interesting, because inherently, I feel like Twilight Princess is probably, on paper, one of the easier Zelda games, just because damage output is low. It's always something that's kind of confused me about Twilight Princess, because it was meant more, you know, people always say this is the kiddie one, but I almost feel like the damage output in Twilight Princess is so low, which almost contradicts the, like, grittier tone of that game. It's an interesting choice to make that game, like, make everything deal like a 1/4 heart of damage. You eventually get up to enemies that deal a full heart, which does, again, create problems if you're doing a 4 times damage run. But in typical play, it doesn't really feel like Twilight Princess is terribly difficult. I feel like some of these cutscenes are not loading properly, like some are taking longer, some are skipping around. And I almost feel like it's a case of, like, some speed-ups that were done for this randomizer mod are causing issues with, like, animation playback. I don't think that was fast enough. Never mind, that was fast enough. It also causes a, like, cyclone to appear. I assume to get up to the top, but that's only rupees, so we'll avoid that. I almost feel like Wind Waker is sort of like a predecessor to the mechanics developed for Breath of the Wild. Because I want to say this is the first Zelda where you could regularly pick up enemy weapons and use them, which ended up being a big staple of Breath of the Wild's combat system, where you can basically play it like an immersive sim and just kind of wing it all the time, just picking up random stuff off the ground and just, you know, defeating enemies with it, like break a sword and then pick up their sword and finish off the fight kind of a thing. There's like an adaptability to Breath of the Wild that almost feels like it is sort of akin to being able to just pick up and, like, use or throw weapons from random enemies in this game. Why am I collecting everything? We're maxed out. A pear. That was a lot of effort for an item I have, like, 7 of already. That was a total guess. I do not attribute that to, like, having played this game a million times. That was just pure luck. Like, I could kind of eyeball that it looked like it was between the 2 eyes. So I just kind of tried to position myself in a relatively good spot there. Well, we could have used that, like, 2 streams ago, to be honest. Again, the adult wallet is very good. It's just a case of, like, yeah, we really don't have a use for rupees anymore, so it's kind of like a little bit, you know, a little bit too late to be super helpful, unfortunately. Hey, another heart container, because we got so many heart pieces. So yeah, we've basically swept the entire lower quadrant except for the, like, 2 treasure charts we're missing in Ice Ring, because we don't have fire arrows. I wonder if they'll be connected. That's the other question I have, is, will the fire arrows be locked, or will the light arrows be tied to either Ice Ring or Fire Mountain? So, like, will they lead from one to the other, or are they completely disconnected? Because I want to say they're progressive checks, as they're called, where if you get one arrow up, it's just an arrow upgrade. Speaking of which, so, like, it probably wouldn't be behind Fire Mountain or Ice Ring, just because you actually need to get one of the progressive upgrades first. So it'd be easy to, like, limit your options then. Well, that was very fortunate, actually. The other fun thing at the end of a randomizer is you always have a spoiler log. Well, you don't have to have one. You can actually go without generating one, but I did anyway, just to check at the end. The one thing I'm really curious about for this playthrough is at the very end, going through the spoiler log and seeing what the route is exactly. Because typically the spoiler logs for other games, as far as I understand them, tend to give items in order, or what the game's logic order is, essentially, or the seed's logic order. So it's like, go here first, get this item, then you can get this one, and so on, and just sort of the progression of it all. So I would almost be curious to see what the actual, like, intended order of sorts would be for that. But again, my gut check tells me it can't be locked behind anything tied to Fire Mountain or Ice Isles, just by the nature of... Again, this is going off an assumption, which might be a mistake, actually, assuming that the arrow upgrades are progressive and not, like, standalone. Because if they're progressive, then, yeah, hiding the light arrows behind one of the 2 islands almost doesn't feel as likely. I don't know why I'm making this assumption, actually. That doesn't actually make sense, now that I'm thinking about it. It's like, I could easily be here. Again, this is just me making stuff up on the fly, because I've never done this before. I overshot that for sure. Never mind, I'll eat my words again. It'd be nice if this is just it, because then we'll just be able to go to the end game. But I have my doubts over that, yeah. Also, I feel like there's a structure in Mario Galaxy that's somewhat similar, like the lava spire in whatever the, like, second to last galaxy is. It's not like that similar, but just kind of something I thought of as, like, you know, climbing up a lava mountain with a time limit. Though in that case, it's more of a rising lava problem. That's a game I should play on stream, Mario Galaxy. Because it's been a hot minute, because I did play the Switch version twice, I think. But, well, the Luigi playthrough. But maybe I should go through that again. Because, yeah, it has been a bit since I've played Galaxy, and that is probably one of my favorite Mario games. I kind of go back and forth, because Galaxy does have some things I'm not, like, super crazy about. The big thing with Galaxy is just a couple, like, mini-games are really frustrating. Another weird quirk of these enemies is you can actually use the Skull Hammer to destroy them, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2 hits from the Skull Hammer will actually take out these, like, enemies, which is really, like, specific, like, that they gave you this option. Again, it's nice when games do give you options, though, of, like, how to approach a situation. I do like games with a lot of flexibility, to be honest, though that's more of a personal preference choice. Some do prefer more, like, bespoke design, I'd say, but I personally do generally like games that have a lot of options. Lookout Platform Chest and Lookout Platform Destroy the Cannon, so it looks like there's 2 tied to the Lookout Platforms here. I also don't know if they sped up climbing or not. This feels comparable, but I feel like there's an option in the Better Wind Waker version that basically takes out the randomizer portion, but keeps the quality of life stuff. I want to say there is an option for like faster climbing, but that might be more for something else, more like for climbing up a rope or something. But again, I don't remember the options for sure. Hit the tentacle again. We have 6 bombs left. I need to actually pay attention. There we go. It turns out talking while trying to aim a cannon at a giant octopus is not the easiest thing in the world to do. And yeah, one of the fun parts of streaming is trying to get better at talking at the same time as trying to concentrate on something else. Splitting my brain in 2 directions. Skull necklace. The other main concern I have at the moment is Wind Temple. I'm putting it off because we don't have the Wind God's aria. However, it says we can actually do 10 checks there. So there's this sort of fear I am overthinking this and thinking, oh, we probably don't need to go there because we don't have everything to complete it. But like, what if 1, the Wind God's aria is in there, or 2, what if the light arrows are in there? In which case, I'm just like delaying completion because I'm overthinking how the randomizing actually works. I don't know when it would be exactly, just because of like scheduling and everything. But I might try to do a bonus stream of sorts on like Tuesday, which would be tomorrow actually, or a Tuesday, or a Thursday most likely, just for the sake of not having to worry about like noise or interruptions or anything, which are more likely on weekends, even though that would be more convenient for my personal schedule. It just would have some other issues. Go the long way around, or the short way actually. This is the shortcut back. Orange Rupee. Again, the Nintendo Gallery is also a fun challenge, and by fun I mean very time-consuming and frustrating. But also, it's one of those that kind of forces you to approach the game differently if you are going for it. Because you actually can basically route out everything, especially on New Game Plus, where you have all of the... Well, you have everything available to you, basically, which might not be the case for on a standard playthrough. Less likely in Wind Waker HD, because you don't have to do as much to get the deluxe Picto Box in HD compared to in the original, where they're like separate items. But I think the Picto Box in the Wii U version just is in color and works for everything. Since we're actually going to be kind of in the vicinity, I might also try to go to Hyrule, just to take care of the checks there. Just the peace of mind of like, what if everything's like at the end game all along, and I'm putting it off because I don't want to go down there and then immediately have to go back later. And it could just be there. So, might check there while we're in the area. So there's 2 in the labyrinth. There's 1 big octo here, so that'll take a bit. Lady Linkle, I like that. That's cool. I wasn't sure what they would change that to. Do we want to go through this one first? That's what it looks like on the map, assuming that yellow dot on the map is a treasure chest. But something tells me there's gonna be like a re-dead here or something. Nope, it's just a straight shot. That's very convenient, actually. Surprisingly nice of this particular area of the game. And it is a piece of heart, as I guessed. Okay. Wow, we already got another 4. I kind of lost track, but that also doesn't shock me, given how many we've been picking up here. It's always like a really fascinating situation where we haven't even done all, like, we've done like just over half of the temples, and we already have like almost max hearts. We're missing like, at this point, probably like 1 or 2 heart containers and like a handful of pieces of heart, because I think we've only gotten 1 or 2. So yeah, we're actually making really good time on getting all the heart pieces, but again, I don't really want to find them at this point. We really don't need them for anything at this stage of the game. We definitely have enough to get through Ganon relatively pain-free, hopefully. So yeah, now that we do have the Triforce assembled, we do have this opened up. I think this does require the Triforce in this particular, in the randomizer specifically. Obviously, you go here before in the vanilla game, but in this case, it is locked to the Triforce. So yeah, like, what do you need to complete this game? It depends on if you have the boss refights turned on or off. I apparently have them off, given it says I can beat the game, and I definitely do not have the mirror shield, so they're definitely turned off. Also, do we have to fight all of the Dark Nuts in here? Doesn't look like it, but the game might surprise me as I try to go over here. Yeah, it looks like we do have to fight them. So yeah, these are like really rare variants of Dark Nuts. You have to basically photograph them here, because the opportunities to fight these are extraordinarily slim. But they're actually really frustrating because they have capes that block the back armor, which means you can't actually like take off the back armor until dealing quite a bit of damage inherently, like that. But again, I think the other had dealt a little bit of damage as is, which was very convenient for us. Yeah, like, that took a little bit longer. It was a little bit tattered by then, so that's why it was able to be destroyed as easily as it was. That could have gone really badly, though I do have a fairy in reserve. Again, I was just saying, oh, I don't need that much health. I say as I almost die right after. Just my luck. The flames going away was a little bit anticlimactic there, though I think that's more of a case of this not being like a normal gameplay thing. This is such a fascinating part of the game because this was like a holy grail of speedrunning for the longest time. Like, the theoretical ability to skip this barrier was long sought after for an extended period of time, basically. Like, various runners trying to find different ways to skip past it, to avoid needing the Master Sword, to actually, or maybe I think it would be the Master Sword, to actually, break through that. And you could skip a lot of the game, potentially, if you could get past it, and they did find it. Both versions actually have barrier skips now, Wii U and GameCube. I think the GameCube one was actually found first. Actually no, the other way around. The Wii U version was found first, and then GameCube a little bit later, I think. I wonder if they make us go through all 8 rooms, or if they'll let us just go straight to the chest. It'd be nice if we didn't have to fight all of these, but it looks like we do. And he's just gonna waste our time, basically. Again, a lot of these, like, attack patterns aren't terrible to dodge once you know how to dodge them. It's just, yeah, you just kinda want the boss to get a move on more than anything. At least that's how I feel about certain bosses. The biggest example I can think of that is Sonic Rush of all games, off the top of my head at least, because Sonic Rush is, like, notorious for having really slow boss fights. Like, a lot of waiting, and I think that is one area where Rush Adventure is a lot better. I'm not really crazy about Rush Adventure, though. The vibes are really good, but I almost feel like there's a lot of padding in that game because of, like, having to collect materials for the upgrading vehicles, specifically the one to get the Chaos Emerald races, which is, I think, the jet ski and only that. There's only one door forward, so I would hope that's the right one. And we have a treasure chart. Okay. Well, it was worth a look, at least. Did I not fight the big Octo at the cabana? I don't think I did, actually. I think I went straight here and totally spaced out on that. It's like the Sonic games I'm most critical of are still ones that I enjoy to some level. Or at least would prefer them to be better in some ways. A good example is, you know, Lost World, which is probably towards the bottom of my list of favorite Sonic games, just because I have a lot of objections to the writing of that game in particular. I'm just wondering when anyone will have, like, the desire to bring Zavok back. That's my main thing. I want to know what, like, an Ian Flynn and Zavok would be like, in all, like, complete seriousness. It's like, yeah, I've never actually read, I don't think I've read any of the comics. Not even, like, Archie. And the rupee. Cool. Okay, we're good. That took, like, 4 pairs. That was definitely not optimal. But we're fine. So yeah, I'm feeling very torn right now, because hypothetically, we could try to push through and continue looking for the light arrows. On the other hand, if we stop, like, now, then we'll at least have enough to, like, justify another stream, even if we get it at the back half of our search. Because there's a chance if we check too many places, we'll get the light arrows and then just need to end the stream because it's getting late. So, I think I'm actually tempted to end before too long. I think I'll check a few more locations. That might not be far enough. Never mind, it is far enough. Cool. I never got the sunken treasure at Tower of the Gods either. There's a lot of Needle Rock that we can get next time. That's probably... I'm trying to figure out where to start, because again, there's like this temptation because there's so much in the Wind Temple, but there's also the fear of not being able to complete the Wind Temple. We're also still missing the bomb upgrades. We only have 30 bombs still. We have full arrows, but not full bombs. So that's a little bit awkward for having to fight enemies like this. Now in general, there's not a whole lot that uses bombs in this game, I feel. A lot of things double up, I think. And again, that's another fun thing about this randomizer, seeing what actually doubles up, like being able to use like the boomerang for the lookout platform cannons. That's like a really cool detail to know, and normally I don't think you'd actually figure that out, because it just feels like you would have enough bombs by then to get through that, no problem. So sometimes, like, limitations force you to be more creative in terms of solutions. And again, like in the Dragon Roost Cavern, having to basically use the Deku Leaf to go out of order for the dungeon, and also in the Forbidden Woods, we had to go out of order because we had to actually go through the basement before we could tackle the top half, which I think is not the typical order. Maybe it is, based on where you get the boss key. Again, maybe this is just showing I know the game less well than I thought I did. Alright, let's give this a shot. This should be correct. Hey! Different camera angle, so you immediately know it's correct even before the jingle goes off. Alright, there we go. First try! And now I'm blind. Next time I also need to contemplate backup games too, because there's a very high likelihood we'll need a backup game, just based on how our luck pans out. Oh, there's also one directly from the lighthouse operator. That's another check we should do while we're here. Transparent chest, and then we'll talk to Creeb, who is the lighthouse operator. And we'll basically be done here. I should have talked to him earlier, to be honest. Oh, it's over there. And another joy pendant. I'm almost tempted to, like, DM the spoiler log to someone and be like, hey, is anything tied to this, like, just sunken treasures, or can I just, you know, ignore that for the duration of this playthrough? Though again, something has to be a sunken treasure at this point, whether it's, like, the arrows we need, or just, like, progression in dungeons, either of the aforementioned items. I'm like almost tempted to just check these 4, but again, there's the problem of the more we check now, the fewer we'll have to check later on. There we go. That wasn't too bad, but again, curiosity is like telling me I should at least check these 4 while we're here. Silver Rupee, not worth it. Oh, is this for the ghost ship chart? No, that's Diamond Step, I think. Because I was talking about guiding a ship, and I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't seem like what I recalled. That might not be far enough. Never mind. That might have been far enough. And then there's the golden gunboat off the shore. So yeah, there's only like 40 to 50 checks left after this that we'll have to do. This was actually easy because the crystal actually marks where the treasure is. So this is actually one of the easiest treasures to haul up in my opinion. This is normally a Triforce chart. Again, the one time I'll be mad if it's arrows, because then it means like, do we just go and finish the stream, like finish the seed, or do we save it for next time? Because I'm definitely running behind. Again, almost relieved that it wasn't anything important. So yeah, next stream will be very interesting, potentially. We basically just need to check every single treasure chart that we have. I guess we'll start at Great Fish. That's as good a place as I need to start. But yeah, I'm not picking that up, I'm ending here, because I'm definitely worn out. We're going to save. Actually, off screen, I might actually do a little bit of grinding for items. I could definitely use some more bombs, so I might try to get some more. Again, we have no bomb upgrades this entire playthrough. It's kind of weird, actually, that we never got anything of the sort.